Don't do it. If you have Christmas decorations that you did not use this year, don't pack them away for next year. And I know some items are a little trickier than others. So I have 3 questions that you can ask yourself so you know if it's safe to get rid of them or not. Coming up next. Well, hi, I'm Dawn from The Minimal Mom, and I know this video is actually coming a little bit late. You might have already packed away all your Christmas stuff, but I was just working on packing away our Christmas stuff this year, and I was surprised at how much I'm actually going to donate. And so I've been really proud of myself because all of my Christmas decorations fit in one Rubbermaid tote. And so for me, that's a good amount of inventory. It's the right amount of stuff to manage. And so that was really great. But what happened after I decorated for Christmas this year was there was still a bunch of stuff left in the bottom of it. And so I had to go through that stuff, and some of it was a little bit harder to get rid of than other stuff. So I'm with you if the reason you've put off purging Christmas items is because it's kind of those items that are just a little bit trickier to get rid of. So let's walk through a few questions that you can ask yourself with each item to decide if you can finally part with it or not. So step 1, I would decide how much inventory do you want to keep for Christmas. Like I said, for me, one Rubbermaid tote is plenty. We don't have a lot of places to set out stuff. I've gotten rid of most of our like shelves and I don't know, things like that. So I don't have a lot of places to set stuff out. And for me, one tote is perfect. For my mom, it's like 6, and that's okay. Decide what it is for you and how much Christmas inventory that you want to manage. Next, ask yourself, when was the last time I actually used this item? I had items in my Christmas decoration box that have been in there for 8 years. Seriously, how cute are these, right? The problem is I don't actually host Christmas, so I never use Christmas serving dishes. But I kept them because I'm like, well, maybe down the road I would use them again. If you have not used it in the last year or 8 years, then it's probably time to get rid of it. But wait, I know. What if it was given to you as a gift? What if it's a sentimental item? Okay, then let's ask ourselves these questions. Like I mentioned in my Christmas decorating video, one of the few really sentimental Christmas items I have is my grandma's tablecloth. And so what's great about this is I put it out on the table during Christmas and it gets used. If, however, this was a gift to me too. This did not get used. This sat in the bottom of the bin. So if we have items like this that are just staying packed away year after year, let me ask you this. Is this honoring the person that gave it to me when it's just sitting in the bottom of a bin? Would that person want me to feel obligated to hang on to it if it's not getting used? If I gave somebody a gift and they're not using it, I certainly wouldn't want them to hang on to it even if I've passed on. I don't think that that's the sentiment behind items. But what if it truly is something that has a lot of value? Well, if it's really that valuable, shouldn't I find a place to put it out? So maybe we should get rid of some other items that are less meaningful to us so that we have a spot next year to put this item out. Or how about this question? Am I hanging onto it thinking that, again, kind of like my serving dishes, that I might use it someday? So these are placemats that Tom and I actually registered for our wedding. I didn't really like them that much, but at the time at Target, there weren't really many other options, so that's how we ended up with them. They're green, so I put them in the Christmas box thinking that, you know, maybe someday I'll use them for Christmas, but I never have, and I've been hanging on to them because they were a wedding gift. So again, they're not serving their purpose. They have been in storage for 10 years now. So I think it's pretty safe to say that I can get rid of these. But here's the biggest question that I want to ask you. If you have leftover holiday decorations, do you want to have to deal with them again next year? Do I want to look at these things again next year and have to debate again next year if I should get rid of them or not? Because chances are I'm still not going to use them. And I think that's the biggest question that I asked myself this year was, would I rather just deal with all this stuff now and not have to deal with it next year? Or do I want to take out my Christmas tote knowing that there's items in the bottom of it that I'm just not going to use again? So, do you want to handle it again next year? I don't. I'm tired of that. And I love the idea that next year when I pull out my Christmas tote, it only has items in it that I actually used this year. Plus, if I accidentally got rid of too much, like maybe I did, you know, find myself having a dinner party at Christmas time and I wanted some nice placemats, could I find these again? Is there a good chance I could go to a secondhand store, or maybe I would happen across some on clearance at TJ Maxx that I like even better and that I could replace them? Yeah, there's a good chance of that. Is there a good chance that the Target dollar spot will have some really cute stuff out that, even though I'm trying to be content in our house and not turn over our inventory all the time, but is there the possibility that they might have something cute that I want to add to my collection next year? Yeah. Will I feel okay doing that if I don't have a ton of other Christmas stuff sitting in storage at home? Yeah, it actually feels really good to add stuff to our house when we don't have a lot of extra stuff sitting in storage. So that is my encouragement to you. Do you want to have to do it next year, or should we just deal with it this year and look forward to a simpler Christmas next year? I hope this helps a little bit. I would love to know any questions you have, if there's any items you've been debating with. Leave a comment below. It's fun to visit with you in the comments, and certainly if you have any tips of your own for getting rid of holiday decorations. And coming up later this week, we are going to talk about how we are going to work in all of these new toys that the kids got at Christmas into their current toy storage system, because holy cow, I think this is the most toys they've ever gotten, despite our efforts to simplify Christmas. It was truly, it was an awesome Christmas, probably one of our best yet. We had tons of great times together as a family. Well, there was tons of gifts too, so that video will be coming up later this week as well.